Hey geeks, Mod here with today's episode of Star Trek. It is Season 2, Episode 2, Metamorphosis. I don't really know how to judge this episode. It's different, it's weird. At first glance, it's great. It's a fantastic episode. But there's a lot of different lenses to look through this one. So most of you have probably seen Star Trek, the movie First Contact, where the Next Generation crew go back in time, and you meet James Cromwell playing Zefram Cochrane, and he's the creator of the warp drive, and then Cromwell plays that role again as a short cameo in the pilot episode for Enterprise. So all of those came years later, like 1999 or something. So that being said, chronologically speaking, 150, 75, 200 years later comes this episode, Metamorphosis, with Kirk, Spock, and Bones. And so Kirk, Spock, and Bones are on a shuttlecraft with Nancy, who is a diplomat. And she's supposed to be stopping a war between two people. And she gets sick. Bones literally says it's 1 billion to 1 that she gets this disease, but she gets it. And so they're flying her to the Enterprise to inoculate her, but they crash on this planet, and they meet Zefram Cochrane. Which again, it's difficult for me to look at this character because I know who he is from First Contact and Enterprise, but back in the 60s, like, this is it. This is all you had to go on, was this episode. So anyways, they crash on the planet, and Zefram Cochrane's like, oh yeah, I've been here for 150 years, and I was really old when I landed, but this companion alien has been keeping me young. And then they realize the companion's a woman, and she's in love with Cochrane. And meanwhile, Nancy's getting sicker and sicker when Kirk, Spock, and Bones just want to get out of there and cure her. But the companion won't let them leave because Cochrane's lonely, and she wants Cochrane to have friends. So it's a really complex episode. So in the end, they convince the companion that Cochrane is lonely, but they're not who he needs. He needs love. And after 150 years, the companion and Cochrane have fallen in love. So, like, overall, like, that is a great episode. Like, it's a fantastic episode. And then I feel like the writers were just like, how do we end this? So then the companion inhabits, like a symbiote, Nancy's body and cures her of the disease. And by doing so, the companion now does not have power to keep Kirk and them on the planet against their will, and cured Nancy's disease. So at first, like, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, but it's like the companion basically just killed Nancy, and nobody cares. Like, what? Like, I don't understand what's happening. And so then, because the companion is now inside Nancy, the companion loses its power, her power. And so Nancy and Cochrane have decided to live the rest of their natural lives on this planet and just die of old age. And again, you're like, oh, that's kind of bittersweet. Nancy was alive. Like, she was ready to go to the Enterprise and get healed. But this companion, like, stole her. Like, this companion killed her. And nobody cares. Like, justice for Nancy. And the last line of the series is literally Kirk going, oh, well, they'll find somebody else to stop the war. What is that? Like, I don't know how to judge this episode. Like, it's just mind-boggling. It's such a good episode, and then you get to the end, and Nancy's dead, and everybody's happy. Like, I don't get it. If she was going to die, then okay, fine, I get it. But they were literally on their way to cure her. Like, I don't get it. And then, yeah, I don't know. But have you guys seen this episode? Am I just out in left field? Did I miss something? I don't know. This episode has me all sorts of messed up. But it's interesting to see, like, this is the first appearance of Cochrane. And then, like, what, 30 years later, 40 years later, we'll see him again, played by the amazing James Cromwell. But yeah, I don't know. This episode is just that being said, the next episode is Friday's Child, so you guys can get ready for that one. Until then, yeah, I'll let you guys think about this episode, and what do you guys think? I'll see you then.